Welcome to the next episode of Hardwick Angling, and this one's going to be a little bit special, guys, because we're actually unvaulting a video from a couple years back. So if you guys are new to the channel, long story short, again, we had a previous channel called Whisker Sticks Fishing, and I was just getting back into the swing of things filming and getting back out there to teach people about how to be safe fishing and educate them on things. And in this trip, I decided to take you guys with me into the darkness, and we did some tips and tricks on how to fish at night safely by yourself, so there's no harm done and you have a good time doing it. And I don't know, I'm trying to remember how many fish. I want to say there was 8 fish caught and a turtle in this trip. So it's packed with tons of knowledge. It's packed with lots of life hacks and information and things to consider, and of course lots of fish to show off. I think you guys are really going to like this cool 5-minute stretch where there's 3 fish back to back, and I can't even keep the lines in the water with just 2 rods. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Thanks for following along with us on our new adventures on our new channel. If you're new here now and this is your first time watching, hope you guys will subscribe, give it a like, turn on the notifications. That way you see more action when it comes out. We're going to do a lot of filming this year. So without further ado, let's go back to the past and learn something and have a lot of fish to watch. Stay tuned. Okay, so like I said, we're here at the Eagle's Nest, is what I call it. There's a family of bald eagles that floats around here. There's like 4 of them. And we're in New Miami, Ohio. We're on the Great Miami River. This is one of my favorite spots to be. This might look a little familiar. This is where you guys seen my mom, Lena, catch her 14-pound flathead that's got, I think, almost 30,000 views now. And we're getting ready to do some fishing in the dark. Alright, so before it gets too dark and I gotta turn the lights on, just want you guys to know this is my first time fishing at night with lights besides, you know, the Whisker Sticks. I got some lights mounted up to the cameras that will turn on when it gets dark. I'm not sure how it's gonna look, but we're gonna give it a shot. It's been over a year since I've been able to put out a video, and we're just now getting back into it. We got a little bit of different gear since then. Well, we've upgraded some camera equipment. We got 2 GoPro Hero 18s. If you guys haven't noticed, this is in 1080-60 for the first time, and we're gonna see how it goes. But tonight I'm gonna be telling you some good tips and tricks for night fishing, some pretty basic life hacks. We're gonna be talking about how to be safe on a river, especially in an environment like this, and I'll get into that a little bit later. We're gonna be talking about just how to stay aware of your surroundings, and it looks like I've already got a bite. That kind of looks like a turtle though. I'm gonna let it play. But yeah, we're gonna be showing you what to do in the dark, some golden rules to follow when it comes to safety and being aware of your surroundings. Bank fishing at night is a totally different world than it is fishing in the daytime. Let's see if he takes it. back to the tips in a minute. I want to cover this. Notice how I said it was a turtle? Here's how you can tell. You guys see how the bite marks and beak marks have been bitten into this bait? That's a turtle biting on my line. Now, I know it's mating season for the turtles. They're all coming out of hibernation and getting active again. And if you guys see this log jam behind me, it's got Turtle City written all over it. Now, this is an excellent spot for flatheads and channel cats, but you gotta watch for the turtles too. So we'll probably see a lot of that tonight, actually. So I'm gonna cast it in a slightly different spot. Even though it's got a bite mark in it, it's still got the guts. This is a brand new bait I just put out, so we'll see what happens at a different spot. Oh, now we're getting action. Like I was saying, fishing at night is a totally different ball game compared to fishing in the day. In the daytime, how it is right now, we can see everything around us. We're very alert and aware of our surroundings. You can see for as far as the eye can see, and you don't really have too much to worry about. Given the environment here, there's a lot of rocks. We had to climb down a deep cliff to get here with the assistance of a rope, and it's very, very rocky. There's no room for rod holders. And if you've seen in the B-roll of me casting, I stepped on this rock down here and it actually caved in and I about fell in. So you never know what you're gonna bump into, and that is heightened by 100 times fishing at night. So you have to be very aware of your surroundings. So my first tip when fishing at night would be get here well before dark, like at least a good hour or two before dark, so you can set up camp. If you guys noticed, I was laying all my buckets out. I was getting my tackle bags and my camera gear set aside. I got my firewood for the night set aside. I made my little fire ring. I've got my lip grip where I need it to be. I know where my poles are. I know where my tackle is. I know where everything's at before it gets dark. So that way you're not fumbling in the dark, trying to guess where something is, especially if an emergency pops up and you need to pack out quickly. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly where everything is, and you know you can get out quick. Something else I would advise while you're out here, depending on how remote you are, is don't go too far away from your vehicle. Luckily, I'm just up the cliff and across the street. I'm right by the road, and I can chirp my alarm from here if I need to and pre-start my truck. But if you know you got if you know you got bad weather coming, like a rain could be popping up, or you got pop-up showers, if you're worried about flash flooding or getting stuck in a storm, period, you got to know a quick way to get out. So make sure you know where everything is, but you also have a predefined exit strategy. For me, it's getting up this cliff really easy. If for some reason it's too slippery, there's another access point about 50 feet away. It's more like a staircase of rocks, and I got to go through a little more bush, but I can get out really easily here. Might take 2 trips to get all my stuff up, but I can get up and down really quick. Night fishing is 90% preparation, 10% fun. You gotta spend a lot of time catching your bait. If you don't want to just pack frozen bait already, you gotta go catch live bait if you don't have it. I like to catch my bait right before I go, so it's as fresh and live as it can be. Sometimes I'll go in the morning and get a bait bucket, but this might be something. I hope it's not a turtle again. That feels like a turtle. I think we're gonna see a lot of turtle action tonight. It'd be cool to at least catch one. They're good for robbing your bait. I'm gonna crank down on this. And let go. Yep. Again, they'll beak down on the meat, and they're almost always never on the hook because their mouth ain't big enough unless it's a gigantic snapper or soft shell. They're usually just trying to chew on the meat and rip it away from the hook. I'm gonna give this a few more minutes while we're talking, and then I'll change baits. Now, what was I saying? been a while since I've filmed. I'm just kind of doing this as I go. There's no preset list to this. Something about night fishing definitely being a different ball game at night, and it is. Your visibility is shot without light, so you definitely have to have some kind of light source to help you, whether it's your cell phone. I keep headlamps. These camera lamps will be a big help. Another staple for me is always having some size or some type of campfire. I bought one stack of firewood because I'm going to keep it small here tonight, and the reason I do that is if it's going to be a cool night, you got heat, and fire wards off animals, it wards off wildlife, so you have a less chance of encountering coyotes and raccoons that are trying to get your bait. You don't have as much run-ins with wildlife. I ain't got to worry about coyotes or pumas coming down the cliff to check out what I got going on. The smoke kind of deters them, the smell of the fire. And smoke is also great for repelling bugs. So I don't normally bring a can of off with me or a thermocell. I keep it old school. I actually just stand in the smoke of the fire for about a good 10 minutes and get the smoke all over me, and you'll see that here in a minute. Once it gets dark, I'll get the fire going, I'll get my tinder built up, get my coals going hot, and then I'll start adding bigger wood as it gets hotter. And for me, it's not about keeping the flames up, it's about keeping the smoke going, and it's about keeping the embers hot. So if you do need to add a little bit of extra wood, it heats up really quick and keeps going. So you definitely want to have a fire. It doesn't have to be big. It's just something to let people know you're around, especially if you're on somebody's property with permission. They know you're still there, hopefully. It keeps animals away, keeps other people away usually, and you have less disturbances. And like I said, I stand in that smoke for about a good 10-15 minutes and get it all over me. I get it all over my skin, my clothes, my hair, and it keeps the mosquitoes and gnats and stuff off of me. I don't have to worry about bug bites. Since we got some of the basics out of the way, I think I'll go ahead and switch baits and we'll try this again. And I'm just going to keep the cameras rolling, and if I come across a thought or a tip that I think will help you guys, then we'll talk about it. And if you got any tips that you'd like to share with the world, feel free to leave them in the comments below as you're watching. And that's what makes the best part about fishing to me, is everybody does something different. Everybody has their own way of doing things, and none of it's wrong. Whether you're using strawberry jello hot dogs. Ooh, tip, don't throw your bait in the water till you go home. You might need that as a last resort. Whether it's strawberry hot dogs or live bluegill, everybody's got their favorite choice of bait. Everybody's got their choice of gear. Everybody's got their choice of style of how they like to do it. And it all works. Everybody gets to catch a fish. So please feel free to share what you know and what you think in the comments, and let's all learn from each other. Until then, you guys get to see how I like to relax on the water. I've got 4 of these in here in my little bucket. It's a emerald shiner, so I don't drop him. I'm just gonna curl this one on this hook, and then clearly the turtles are at their shad, so I think I might try to go for some cut bluegill that I got frozen. We'll see if that does any good. No live bait tonight. I didn't have time to go hunting for bullheads and creek chubs, and I didn't see the need in going to catch a bunch of bluegill when I've already got some frozen. So we got what we got. Maybe that emerald shiner will be small enough to let that turtle get his mouth around the hook and we can bring a turtle in. You guys can see some turtles up close. Throw your trash away as you go too. Now, I'm gonna use all these bluegill up tonight. No sense in resealing it. So when I'm done with it, it's going in my garbage bag, which happens to be the bag that I brought the firewood in. I brought a pre-cased stack of firewood from the gas station. And definitely want to keep track of your trash. You want to put things away as you're using them. Might not seem like a big deal at first, but the trash and the clutter does build up quick over time. And it don't take long before you're stepping on tackle and tripping over a backpack or forgetting you got a headlamp on trying to stare into a camera, which I'm sure that I'll do tonight. You definitely want to stay organized and tidy when you're night fishing. Let's try for the far side, see if there's any shallow cats. About 4 feet. When the river's a little bit higher up, it's kind of hard to fish that side of the bank because the current will just pull your line and pull the bait out. And it seems like it's making it bounce a little bit, but for the most part, it should stay on that shelf. It's really hard to stay into that log jam from this spot. You'd have to go a couple hundred yards upstream and then throw back down into it. I don't feel like walking that far. Now let's wait for a bite, and I'm gonna catch my breath and chill for a minute because it took a little bit of effort to get all this stuff down here by myself. Took about 3 trips up and down this cliff. One for the camera gear, one for the fishing gear, one for the bait and firewood, and then I forgot my hoodie. So, well, 4 trips. 4 trip was a useless trip. I don't think I'll need that hoodie tonight, but that is another tip. Make sure you got, for me anyways, I always bring an extra change of clothes in case I fall in or I get wet. And I always bring some extra layers like a hoodie or a coat. I keep it in the truck just in case the temperature drops or a cold front comes through. You got it with you in case you need it. Got a little ding-a-ling-a-ling. That's that emerald shiner. I guarantee that's one of them turtles again. Turtles biting on your line is kind of distinct. It's your line jumps and gets tight, and it's just a constant tug like that. It's almost like a bluegill's pulling at your bobber. If you're bluegill fishing, it just never stops. I can leave that out there for 10 minutes, and it'll keep going until he pulls it off the hook, and then it'll go dead. It can be similar to a small channel cat biting, because they got a lot of peck too. But once they get it on, they're hooked, and then there's a lot of more sway to it. This is just constant tug. Unless he gets it hooked in his beak or the hood of his neck or something, it'll probably do this for a while. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and see if he can get that thing off of there. If it goes quiet for a few minutes and it quits tugging, I'll assume my bait's gone. We'll check it. Turtles ain't all bad. They're fun to catch sometimes, especially if you get a big one. It feels like you're fighting a log that knows how to swim back. Especially if you get a soft shell. Soft shells are, some people call them leatherbacks. They're so quick. They got a sharper beak than a snapping turtle, but not as much bite force. But their mouth's loaded with bacteria, so if it does bite you, you can get a nasty infection, and they can take some skin off. But oh my God, are they quick. I'm watching the line instead of the rod because I'm seeing if the line's moving around in the water to indicate that he's trying to swim around and he's actually hooked. And I'm watching to see how much slack goes in the line and comes back. And it's actually doing some zigzagging, so he might actually be on. I got weight this time, he didn't let it go yet. It's finicky to fight a turtle, if this is one. It's kind of hard to tell, especially if it's not a snapper. Soft shells are kind of fluttery. Snappers is like reeling in a log. He's definitely on whatever it is. I'm guessing that this is a soft shell because you're pulling up against a very wide flat shell, and I just seen a whole bunch of bubbles, so he's definitely on whatever he is. I bet $100 is a turtle. Yep, it's a soft shell, and he's pretty darn big. Okay, now I don't know if you guys can see him right now, but it's hooked into his beak. And there's not a whole lot of room to get around his neck. I'm gonna try to grab his neck with the lip grips to keep his head from tucking in and control him so he doesn't bite me. And then see if I can use some needle nose to work him out, work the hook out. But he's hooked good in the bottom lip. And you definitely don't want to get bit by these guys. They are super fast on land. I don't know if you've ever dealt with one, but they can be super quick on land. Just as fast on land as they is on water. And they're real slippery. So, since I had these already laid out, let's see if we can gently free this guy so he doesn't live the rest of his life with a hook in his mouth. Needle nose here. And if for some reason I can't, you can always cut it. I mean, the hook will rust out eventually. But don't get bit. If you're a kid watching this, don't do it at home. Go figure. Messing with one thing, another rod goes off. Almost got it, buddy. That's how you do it. I didn't want to fully clamp down on his neck because I didn't want to suffocate him, so he was kind of slipping around. But it was able to give him just enough hold to where he didn't shoot his neck out and get me. And we was able to work it out, so he gets to go be happy and recover. If I could have got my hands on a shell, I would have picked him up and shown you. But I will handle a snapping turtle bigger than that one before I prefer to hold a soft shell. Their necks are a little bit longer, they're a little bit faster, their claws are a little bit sharper, and they're a heck of a lot slipperier. But we didn't get skunked. See him? Check them out, guys. That's a juvenile eagle.
I got crow.
And we got something on our line here too. I haven't even rebaited the last one. See what I'm talking about? Here's another one. Here comes the other one. Look, look, look. America. I don't know if you guys can see from this camera view. Probably can't see very good, but right where I'm pointing, there's the sun hitting on the tree. Both of them are roosted, and they're looking right down here. So maybe they'll try to come after my cut bait laying on these rocks. Be kind of scary. Come steal my bait. Alright, so we know we're going to get some turtle action. We've seen that. Let's see if I can try some different styles of bait. Uh-oh. And maybe get a catfish this time. Those are some pretty hard tugs. Let's see what happens with this one. It's when you start staring at your rod and paying attention to it that they quit. Always when you're not looking, at least for me. That's when all the magic happens and you get a rod stolen into the water. This is one of my favorite reasons for fishing here. I can sit and watch these guys hang out and fly around while I watch my poles dance. I'm gonna get rebaited up, swap my batteries out because I think my batteries are getting low, and we'll get ready to start getting the fire going before it gets too dark. We're gonna get some baits out, talk very briefly about campfires, fire safety, and get back to fishing. I just opened up the wrong Mountain Dew. Oh well, I'm gonna drink them both anyway. Tip number 573, stay hydrated even if it's pop. Keep something in you. Caffeine's good to keep you awake. Some kind of fluid if it's hot so you don't get dehydrated. We're going to rely to the far camera to hopefully, I'm pretty sure I'm in field of view for the fire. I'm going to get a small campfire going, and what I've done is I've actually took the outer casing of a pack of toilet paper that I keep in my bag, which is another tip. Always keep toilet paper handy when you're bank fishing. You never know when you have to go potty. So I took the outer paper wrapping of that to conserve toilet paper. I'm going to use that as a fire starter. And I found some dry driftwood along the bank that I'm going to use for my kindling and my tinder to get the coals going. And I've got some big flat dry tree bark that I'm going to use to get all the heat built up, and then we'll start adding bigger dry driftwood sticks and maybe one log for now until it gets good and hot. Just something to get some smoke going because I can feel the bugs starting to get to me and I want to get them off of me. This is kind of what I was talking about, guys. Got some tree bark here. It's real thick and dry. Got some real dry driftwood sticks. And I've even got some old pine cone husks that I found along the bank too. These make excellent fire starters. They're dry, they're thick, they burn slow, and it's something good to get an ember going. But I gotta remember to keep my eye on my rods too. Don't make your fire too close to all your stuff. You don't want the heat blowing in the wind to, I don't know, melt your line or take epoxy off a fishing rod eye. I got it about a good 5-6 feet from me, and I'm not making it too big, so it should be okay. Something else is if you don't have any paper or toilet paper or anything like that to make good tinder, use some of the trash that you find. I got the paper tags for my whisker sticks lights that I opened up. That's paper. It'll burn. Instead of throwing it away, have more trash take to the truck. I'll burn some of the trash that's burnable. Don't burn plastic and rubber though. Let's get this going. It's not always an exact science because I don't have a lot of root wads and dry grass and stuff. But once you get it going, it gets going. So fires basically need three things, right? Heat, fuel, and oxygen. The fuel is the wood. You want to have a good airflow under your fire, and it's got to build up heat to get hot to start cooking to begin with. So we've got the initial flames and embers going. I'm just taking a bunch of little stuff like this and tendering to it for now until it gets some coals going, and then we can add a little bit bigger, a couple more pieces of tree bark. I mean, this is all you need. Just a couple of these, some tinder to get your coals going, and then it just gets bigger from there. It don't take much. And we're already cooking. I don't know if you can see on camera, but I've actually took a small ring of rocks, made a very, very small, about the size of a basketball. It's a very small ring for the fire to be in, so the embers don't kick up, go nowhere. The rocks help trap the heat to keep the embers going, because once you get a fire going and it burns through the wood and everything, it crumbles down a little bit, ashes can roll downhill, coals can roll downhill, and cause a mess. So we've got our driftwood burning. Is that me? Nope. That's a turtle or a fish. You got a small bite. Fun fact, if you guys didn't know, you ever notice when you try to sit around a fire, the smoke always seems to come to you? You'll come on this side, the smoke goes in your face, so you go to the other side, and then the smoke goes back to your face again. It's electrostatic. The smoke's electrostatically charged, and it's attracted to your clothes. It wants to cling to your clothes. Ergo, why I do this. Stand over it. We'll get a little more driftwood to cook here, so get some smoke going. Dad always said I was a firebug. But you stand in the smoke, not directly over the fire. Don't want to catch your butt on fire. But get the smoke on you. Take my hat. Get it all over my hat. Get it in my eyes and it burns. I rub the smoke on me. And then the bugs leave me alone. So as it gets a little bigger, we add a little more. I'll go back and re-up on my smoke. And I'll be fine. I'm getting tugged and it's not no more. Let's check the bait. Feels very light. Yep, bait's gone. Don't let your rod sit out all night. Check your bait often. That's one bluegill down. Another tip, I'm just calling these as I see them. Those are things that I'm supposed to be doing and I'm not. Keep your backpacks and your gear and stuff zipped up. You don't want creatures and bugs and spiders getting into your stuff. When you go collecting driftwood, be careful of what you grab. Anywhere in the dark. Whether it's bending over to pick up this bluegill or grabbing your knife or whatever. This place is, well, this part of Ohio is common for having brown recluse spiders. You don't want to pick up a piece of wood or anything that's got one on it potentially get bit, because then you're in a world of hurt. I want that. Come on. And then you got copperheads and stuff too. So you don't want to piss off any creatures that can make you sick. Oh, here we go. Bite on this one. We're getting some action tonight. I don't care if it's all turtles. We got rods dancing. That's a turtle. The line's going too slack, coming back up. It's not like something's trying to run off with it. That's got me thinking it's a turtle. I ought to call this video how to catch turtles in the dark. You and me catching turtles in the dark. Feels like he's hooked. I think I let go. Tension kind of went away. I don't know, something's on her. Oh no! Hey, we got a fish on the boards. Yellow channel cat. Man, you got a full belly. Woohoo! We got a fish. He's tiny, but I don't care. Tinier ones can be more dangerous though. It's like he knows I'm trying to grab him and he wants to shake and spin me. Or I should say she, it's a female. Another tug. This might turn out to be a good video. Alright, let's see. Whatever that was, it let go. That was fun. I thought it let go because there was no fight back. I guess it was swimming up with me because it felt like I just had the bait on there, but it started zigzagging. I thought it was a tiny turtle. Tiny channel cat. All right, I'm gonna get a new bait on, and then we're gonna add a little bit more wood to the fire because now I got my coals established. All that driftwood's done, burnt through. Driftwood goes really quick. You need some really hard wood if you want it to burn for a long time. Something hard like walnut, pine, oak. Pine's a soft wood, but you need something solid. Driftwood is like burning through paper straws. It just goes quick. It's good to get a fire started, but not to maintain it. All right, let's get another piece of bluegill. It ain't even gotten dark yet. idea how long this video is going to be. I might make it long on purpose because I ain't done one in a year. But either way, I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun with me. I need a new bait knife. Pro tip, don't cut your bait on rock. Dull that blade quicker than me trying to chew a steak with no top teeth. Alright, since we got action down there and we found a catfish down there, I'm going to walk it down and do it again. Because right in front of us seems to be all the turtles. Camera 2, I hope you got that on video. I don't know if it shows it. I don't know how wide the angle is. Good news and bad news. Good news is when I walked over to see that, or to throw from there, I seen a monster flathead hanging over by the bank and he swam down deep. Bad news is when I tried to cast, I hit a tree. Luckily, my karate ninja lightning reflexes taught me to grab my spool before it backlashed all of the line out. And I could see my piece of bluegill hanging from a tree. May you rest in pieces. That's going on the blooper reels. I gotta re-rig this and we're gonna start turning lights on soon. It's a cool night to be out here, I know that. Clear skies, almost a full moon, so we should have some good light, some good natural light. From what I could tell, looking on the screen on the camera, is still pretty visible. We're still getting some pecks. This is what I call the twilight time. Everything's winding down. Everybody starts going home. The whole world gets quiet. And some people believe religiously that this is the perfect time to catch catfish. Right before sundown like this, or right before sunrise. I think you can catch them anytime. But I just love the peace and quiet of the night. Let's see what happens when things get dark. Okay guys, so we hooked up. Just now I had to run over and try to turn the camera on. It's definitely a cat. I don't know what it is yet, can't see. Looks like it's about to get 8-10, no, maybe just under 8 pounds. Can't see the whole body. Looks like it's a channel cat. I didn't get time to get the other camera up and going. Trying to conserve my battery. Man, he's fighting hard. And he hit it quick. I almost didn't have time to react. I was gonna try to turn the camera on and then grab him, but woo! He's fun. Get my lip grips here because I know where they're at. Planned ahead of time. I don't know if I can land him with the line. It's a little big for that. Don't do that either. There we go. Alright, we got it. Woo-wee! Yeah, he's pushing about 8-10 pounds. He's got a lot of energy though. There we go. Take that back, female. Nice big female. She's got a big belly. Let her go back and hopefully we'll get another one. Gotta let go of it still. There you go. Let's get more. Oh, here we go, here we go. Double. Yes! Double! Man, he swam right to me. See if we get a flathead this time. Whoa, look at that pool. Whoa! Putting that silver cat to work. Another channel cat. Not as big, but if anything, fought even harder than the first one. Oh man. Get these again. Channel cats are active tonight. And I am cool with channel cats. There we go. Now this one was about 80% of my spool gone cast downstream, and this one swam right to me. Whoo-wee! Sit still for a second. There we go. There we go, another pretty female. A little bit smaller, but fought way harder. Swam right to me all the way upstream. Belly's not as full. Seems like they're out feeding, so we might be hitting prime time here. Hey, look, we got another one. Let me let him go back. Triple. Let go. Go. This one's definitely on. Will we get a flathead? 3 in a row? I wish I could turn the other camera on to give you guys a better angle. I have no idea how this camera looks right now. We ain't got time to play with that. We got fish to catch. We are on the board with a flathead. Woo! 3 back to back. What a night. Thought that was a leech or something on him. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of scars, guys, so they might not be on spawn yet. It's just getting into feeding time for them. Just a little bit after sunset. It's fully dark. We got 3 catfish in 5 minutes. Let's put these baits back out and try to get some more. All right, buddy. Not easy to kind of recover them and release them slowly here. There's nowhere to really kneel down without risking falling in. And he tore up that bait. We need new bait. How would Lyle Stokes say right now? Oh, Dad. Love you, Lyle, if you're watching. Wedge that back. That was fun. I think that's my first triple back to back to back ever. I've had all kinds of doubles that, you know, cost me a rod even, but not a triple. And I didn't lose any gear. I didn't even lose my bait. Alright, I'm gonna kill this light we're gonna leave the camera recording so you guys can see the bounce. I'm gonna turn the other camera on, leave it recording with the light off. And then if we get something, I'll rush and turn the light on to keep the bugs down. I feel like I'm standing in like a wood shop. Somebody turn on the air compressor on backwards and blew all the dust. It's like a fuzzy naval snowstorm. All right. Did that just bounce again? I think we're about to be getting into some prime time, guys. I'm gonna kill this light and I'm gonna turn the other camera on. We're gonna make some magic happen. Whew. All right, we got fresh batteries in the cameras. I know you guys can't see me too well, but we're gonna leave them rolling this time, because I think they're getting ready to get crazy. That means there's a lot of cats in this area. If they're all bouncing back to back to back like that, I don't care how big they are. Little ones are fun to catch too. You gotta show the little ones love. Now, if it would have been 3 monsters, oh, that'd have been epic. I think I woke up the eagles. All right, we're going back dark. Let's see if we get some more. Stay tuned. I literally said stay tuned, and we get a bite. Is he on? Is he on? Is he on? Yes, got him. Yes, he's on. Let's get the light on. That is another catfish. Looks like he's swimming towards me. He's definitely swimming right at me. Oh man, he saved me a fight. Woo! Look at that. These channel cats, man, they are all over the place. Boy, is he quick. Looks like a little shark. Hold on, buddy. Don't want you to get hurt on the rocks now. All right, last time I was in this spot and I held a fish like this, it jumped right out of my hands. So I'm gonna give him a little more grip. Won't hurt. But that's fish number 5. I'm paranoid to take my eyes off the other rod now. I got a history for that. But number 5, we got action, and they're killing the shad. Woohoo! And I'm not tossing away any of my scraps. So the tail fins, the used heads, baits that I've taken off, I'm keeping all of it. Because if it gets crazy like this and I run out, that's going to be the only bait I got left. And I'm going to have to use it if I want to keep fishing. So that's why I said earlier, don't throw your scraps away. Plus, you don't want to feed the fish you're trying to catch until you're done either. All right, let's throw this back over. Now remember, we're fishing around these log jams on the far side bank of the river. Make sure I get my little rock hole there. And that seems to be where they're hanging out right now. That's the beautiful thing about fishing, guys, is it's never the same. You could go to the same spot, you could use the same gear, you could use the same bait, you could do everything identical religiously, and you'll have a different experience every time you go. You can fish in the same locations, cast the same way, same distance, and every time you go, it's going to be different. So let's kill these lights and wait for another one to go down, because I got a feeling we're going to get at least a good handful more. Right rod. with that song. We got a fish. Whoa. He's pulling hard. He must be a little bit bigger. He was bowing that rod. Maybe not. Here we go. He's swimming up to me. Please stay out of the boulders. I can't see the river because of the smoke from the fire. Oh, he's not too big. Can't tell what he is. Channel cat. He's bowing that rod, man. Hey. Easy, buddy. Well, we called that move right, didn't we? Put it back out in cover. Currents picked up, and one might be lurking. And that's what happened. When you're not getting bites, and it goes dead for a while, you need to change something. Oh, come here, buddy. I don't want to get you hurt. You ain't getting out that way, dude. Come here. Man, you're in a bad spot. There we go. Gotcha. Okay. Easy. Lemon peasy. Alright, now I got a good hold on him. Let's not dive bomb like the last video. Yeah, we threw it out in the cover. The currents picked up. They've moved. They've migrated some. And we got one. That makes 6 fish now, 5 channel cats. I think I lost count. Flathead, turtle. Maybe it's 4 channel cats and a flathead. 1, I can't remember. But we got him. Her. Lots of females out. Haven't caught no big bull-headed males. Alright, sweetie, let's get you back. That was on bluegill. So they're feeding on just about everything right now. Got to change up the tactics. We got about a half hour to go, and we'll see if we can get one more before we cut out of here. I really should have brought a cutting board. I'm glad this knife was only $2. It was sharp once, but not so much anymore. And a dull knife is way more dangerous than a sharp knife. Ask Luke Nichols. They can skip, they can cut out. This one's getting a bite. I'm gonna throw this out so I can check that one. The line was bouncing. I seen it dipping and sagging and popping back up. Man, he pulled on that line so hard it about cut through my finger. Now it stings a little. Get a little slime on it, make it feel better. Yeah, we got about a half hour left. Hopefully we get another bite, catch one more fish before we cut out of here. If not, we're gonna pack it up. And since we're on that subject, a rule for me is to try to pack up a little bit at a time as you know you're getting ready to leave. So I'll start putting things away slowly that I know I'm not gonna probably use. And I keep all my trash collected at one spot so I can shove it in my bag and take it up to the truck, take it home with me. Any trash that I'm able to burn, I'll burn it in the fire. And if you make a fire, which you should while you're night fishing, make sure you put that out completely before you leave. Don't just let it burn itself out, because embers can travel if they're big and hot enough. Poor timing with the car. Embers can travel really far, especially in dry season like it is right now. We've been in kind of a drought. We haven't had a lot of rain lately. All the rivers are low. Everything's dry. You don't want to cause a chain reaction fire. I mean, I doubt it would jump over the river and cause a forest fire over there, but there's plenty of stuff to burn here anyway. So if you got a bucket or even a cup, fill this up with water, pour it all over that fire, make sure all the coals are put out, make sure there's no heat, Get it all doused before you walk out. It's like Smokey the Bear would say, only you can prevent forest fires. Alright, we're going to go dark for a little bit more. We're going to give it about 15-20 more minutes. And then I got to wrap this up and go get some sleep. That seems like a nice fish. Let's get the light on. You gotta have it. Too much commitment to the bow, line staying tight. Yep. They're all swimming right to me tonight. They're just going ham. This one's a male. I don't know if it's the light. It's gotta have something to do with the light. But man, they're swimming right at me. There's a fight when they get close, but almost every fish I've reeled in tonight, it feels like they come off and I'm just bringing in a weight, and then all of a sudden the fight picks back up. Hey, he's a little fatter. He's a nice male. If you can afford to carry a landing net with you, it doesn't hurt. Oh, he was just barely hooked too. There we go. Nice male. If you guys can't tell the difference between males and females, the head's a pretty definite giveaway. See how he's got this big, don't get spined. He's got these big bulges on his head. Female's got a smoother, flat, smaller head. He's got a big, wide, bulgy head. And I'm not seeing those scars on this guy either, so I don't think they're spawning yet. Let's let you go back, buddy. Well, you gotta let go of the pliers. You gotta let go of the Lumigrips. There you go. Come on, let go of the Lumigrip. It's not gonna bite you back. There you go. Whew. If you can't have a landing net, always have a parafish grip. But we got another fish, and we've still got some time, so let's change this bait because he's destroyed it. And I think when I go home, I'm definitely gonna have to change my leaders. Ooh-wee. I've got scales in places where the sun don't shine. I've got slime in places it don't need to be, including up here. I think I've got these flies in the back of my eyelids, but we're having fun. Let's go dark. Here we go, right, left rod, left rod. Take it, baby. I know you're there. I think you dropped it. There we go. There we go. We'll get back to wrapping up in a minute. Let's get this last fish. Oh, that's a fish. Felt really fluttery. Yep, another channel cat. Alright, we got one more fish to end the night. And a nice one at that. Alright, there we go. Last fish of the night. Let's get a good look at her. Another beautiful female channel cat. If you guys don't know the difference between a channel cat and a blue cat, they can both kind of look the same because they got so many varying colors. Please don't jump. Check the anal fin here. Please don't jump. That's exactly what happened in the last video. This must be the same fish. Come here, baby. Oh. And you're strong. Okay, are we calmed down? Are we calmed down? Super slimy and slippery tonight. But you check the anal fin. I guess they don't like me touching their anal fin. Anal fins are rounded. With blue cats, they're more rectangular. But you won't find blue cats this far up the Great Miami River because of the dams. And if you do, you're very lucky, and they'll be very, very, very rare. We're gonna go ahead and get her back before she jumps again. Don't want her to get hurt. Same spot, same kind of fish, holding it the same way. I had a good grip around its skull too. Had a real good grip, and it just twisted its body one way and it was done. I hope they make it. I hate when fish drop like that because it can hurt them. So let's hope she makes it. Now, since I'm wrapping up, I'm not gonna bother putting this rod back out. I'm actually gonna just pack it up. And then we can talk about pack up here. And maybe we'll get a bite on this one while we're waiting. Since I'm not fishing no more, this can go ahead and feed the critters of the night. When I'm packing up from a night trip, guys, there's not really a set process to it, but you do want to have somewhat of a checklist. I take my weights off so they're not clacking around, tangling things up. I get all my tackle together first, like my tackle tray that I leave out if I got to do new leaders and hooks and stuff. I'm not going to be using that no more, so that's going to be the first thing to go. I'm going to collect all my pieces of bait, chuck them out. Let fishies and turtles and stuff eat them. You want to make sure all your trash is picked up, all your bait's tossed out. I'm going to just make sure I leave nothing behind. So this bait bag, this Mountain Dew bottle, I'm going to keep this bucket empty for now because once I'm done with everything else, the last thing that I'm going to do is put the fire out because I want it to still be here until I'm done. And then for the final haul, all I should have left here is this bucket and putting out the fire. And then taking a fine look around with my light boxes here and making sure I didn't leave anything behind. It's really easy to leave a fish grip or a bait knife or even a cell phone, pop cans, food wrappers. Burn what you can in the fire as you're fishing so you got less trash to take home if it's burnable, and then you take the rest with you. I think we had a good night tonight, guys. Caught a whole bunch of channel cats. I lost count. I want to say we were up to 7 or 8 fish. One fun little flathead. We caught a soft shell turtle, which I will take over a snapping turtle any day. This in here. Try to consolidate your trips. This is why it's key in the beginning before you get here before dark to make sure you know where everything is at all times. So you can make it happen quicker. I'm actually going to start my truck from here. Yeah, I can hear it. Get the AC going in a little bit. So yeah, make sure you know where everything's at before you get here. That way when you're done, I've already got everything pretty much done. It was that quick. I got my rods in, I took my weights off, I got my trash in one pile, it's all in the bag. All I gotta do is carry this up, pack up my camera gear, and then put the fire out. I'm sure this is gonna be a long video. I don't know how it's gonna look because it's my first time using this equipment. I gotta play with it. Hopefully I'm able to edit it pretty good for you guys. I appreciate you following along with us on this video. It's been a year since we filmed something. I'm glad to be back. It's good to be back out on the water showing you guys things again, and I can't wait to do more of it this summer. So if you've been missing some videos from us, we're back. First video back in a year, and we had a lot of fun this trip, didn't we? Caught lots of fish. So it was a good comeback. I appreciate you guys following along with us. We appreciate everybody. So happy 4th of July. Thanks for watching. God bless. Tight line. We'll see you in the next video of Whisper Sticks Fishing. Take care.